Hello, my name is Hawikwadayahan from McLeod, a member of the Nisqually Indian tribe. Uh, Grew up here on the reservation of the Nisqually Indian tribe located here outside of Olympia, Washington, in the shadows of what they call Mount Rainier, what we would uh, consider Tequotma, our mountain. Don't forget the water, the meaning of that in our language. So, as a former council member, as a community cultural teacher, as a basket weaver, as an artist, you know, growing up here and seeing, the growth of this community, but also the struggle, from, my family, Don McLeod Jr., Joyce McLeod, my mother. My grandmother is Janet McLeod, Don McLeod Sr., my grandfather on my father's side. So, big part of the movement, not so much growing up in it, but learning from it and being educated about it. Uh, seeing that having a health community grows from educating your kids and bringing them and upbringing them into that position or knowledge, that cultural bearer, the teaching. That's what I like to see myself passing that on as a master weaver now of that technique of the traditional materials from the Pacific Northwest, the cedar, the bark of the cedar, grasses, cattail. That knowledge base is the access to our resources, because the land being stolen from us here, formerly known as JBLM, Joint Base Lewis McChord, that agreement our people signed, our ancestors signed, of the Medicine Creek Treaty of 1855, which um, instills and gives us the right to hunt, fish, and gather in our usual and accustomed territory. As long as the grass grows and the river flows, and it's in these areas along this river that's important, because of um, stewards, protectors, restorators, habitat, doing all this work and making sure it gets passed on. This teaching, and it is a teaching out in the woods and in the river and in the mountains, and where you need to be to gather that. Not only is it an awesome experience, I'm firsthand. I could say growing up in that is in the mountains where I get all that. Um, that's where it starts up high in the altitude, and that subterranean where we bring that nutrients down here, but they also bring the nutrients of the salmon back up to the mountains. And that's that life cycle. That's who we are as indigenous people, as caretakers here of this land, of the river. To make sure that gets passed on. So that knowledge base, is traditional ecological knowledge that needs to make sure it's mainstream and it connects, with the yin and yang. We need to have that. We need to make sure that we're a big part of that process and teaching and carrying on. So thank you.